So let me get to the next question. I want to get everything in. Okay, so Lee, all right, Lee, how you doing? Lee says, I'm still at volume 2, but I always wanted to know how to play chords on certain notes like C, B flat, and A flat. Would this be considered progressions with melodies? No, this would be considered, Lee, to play the chords, like the chords on the flat 2, that might be a chord that you might use on the A flat, which is the flat 6. That might be a chord that you might use, which are diminished chords, right? But in volume 4, I go into reasons on why those chords are used on those numbers. However, those are not the only chords that can be used there, all right? So I can play that on my D flat, and then I can play that. Those are all major chords on my 1. Major chords on my 1, major chords on my D flat, and major chords on my A flat, and then, I can go where I want. So basically, those will be considered, there's specific chords, there's original chords that go on those numbers, all right? But they are progressions, and what makes a song a progression and melody is when you're following the melody. So if I was trying to incorporate Mary Had a Little Lamb with just those notes, the C, which you put there, hold on, let me put this very quickly. All right, so you said the C, the D flat, and then the A flat. All right, so first you got to identify what they were. All right, in the key of C, we know that we have, this is our 1. All right, I'm going to write regular Roman numerals. In key of C, we know that this is our sharp 1 or flat 2. Okay, and this, we know we can say our flat 6. Okay, or sharp 5. Okay, so therefore, if I wanted to fit Mary Had a Little Lamb in this progression, I could. Right, the last one's not as good, but I have to use chords that actually have those notes in it on this, but that's a little bit more advanced there. All that to say, it would be considered knowing indicator notes. When you know indicator notes, you know how to use a 1, 4, and 5, and therefore when the key switches, then you know how to use the same stuff, even though it looks different, sounds funky, but it's really not. It's only a 1, 4, 5, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, it'll make more sense after you complete a volume 2 and volume 3 in terms of indicator notes. Indicator notes, I cover that in volume 3. All right, so when keys and it gets funky like this, you want to know that it's still a 1, 4, 5, but it just switched keys. All right, I know it may sound like, Francais, French right now, but trust me, it'll make more sense a little bit later. Okay, so I am just about wrapping up. Last part here, okay, Junior, talking about 4 over 5. I discovered you can play 4 over 5 and then 4 over 3 major. I think, is that what you have? You have, or is that 5 over 4, 5 over 4, 4 over 3? All right, and back to the 1. Okay, I think that's what you have. You can have the 3 major over the 5. Yes, exactly. Okay. All right. So you're getting comfortable playing some slash chords and so forth. Exactly. So if you find, basically, guys, if you're playing around and your hands stumble onto something, yes, identify. Just like what you said, Junior here. When you find the chords, just basically, go to the key of C, right? 3 major over 5. Go to the key of F. 3 major over 5, go to key B flat, 3 major over 5. You do every single key, you go 3 major over 5. If you find something that you like and you stumble onto, even if you don't understand it, do it in every single key. That's exactly what I did. When I didn't understand why things work before I came up with all these principles, I was just like, well, this guy already figured out why it works. So all I'm going to do is just do it in every single key and use it. He used something to get to my 5, or he used something to get to a 1. I'm just going to use the exact thing he used to get to the 5 or get to the 1, and then I'm going to sound like I know what I'm doing until I figure out what I'm doing. All right, so when I figured out what I'm doing, then it made it even a lot easier. Okay, so that's going to be it for now, guys. It's a pleasure, and I will be back again. Okay, I will be back again. Hopefully, okay, yeah, you guys were saying you can hear my voice. but hopefully you guys can hear me now. Okay, so I'll be back again. Look out for the next live webinar as well. But in the meantime, it's very important that you don't get discouraged with volume 2. I know volume 2 starts to discourages a lot of people because it's like, oh my gosh, this stuff is tricky. No, it just works on your mind. That's what we need to handle some of this stuff a little bit later so we can see it a lot easier. Okay, so just complete every level, and if you're not shy, submit your name so it can go on the wall of achievers so you can see, and I want to celebrate your achievement, okay? Celebrate your level, and that actually even helps me to know what webinars I can do at what level I can do, because I don't want to be doing things that are all the way up here and then you don't understand it, because then therefore you're not going to really be able to get the results. Or I don't want it to be too low that you guys are saying, oh man, I already know this stuff. All right, so I'm going to be able to segment to know where people are. All right, so finish the levels so I can actually, and submit your name when I send out that questionnaire. All right, or after you finish a level, if you're in the membership that you just completed there. Okay, so that's going to be it for now. Okay, there will be the replay, but I'm gonna have to just do the editing and to upload and download and re-upload and all that kind of stuff and be able to send it out to you. But there will be a replay for this. All right, so make sure you can actually go through it, and hopefully you learned something. I was trying to keep it to 45 minutes, but with all your great questions I couldn't. Okay, so that's gonna be it now. It for now. I just ask, guys, all you gotta do, all right, I was gonna ask about your goals, what your goals are. If your goals are to do the runs, if your goals are to play the amazing chords, amazing progressions, you gotta trust me. If you master these simple exercises, you'll spend the rest of your life doing it. All right, you won't have to worry. Like, I see a lot of people are just like, some new courses coming out. They're like, oh yeah, I like this new run, new thing, smooth talking music and all that stuff they're going to show us. And then next year they roll around for the next thing because they don't know how to use it in other songs. They don't know how to do it in every single key, and they still don't know how to play. All right, because they haven't covered the most important things. This stuff may not be the most glamorous, what I'm doing at the beginning, but I guarantee it's what you need to do what the advanced players do and what the advanced players know. All right, so that's going to be it for now, guys. It was a pleasure. Thank you, Junior. Thank you, Lee. Thank you, all of you that were asking your questions. Nico, Isaiah, thank you for asking your questions. And I hope everybody that didn't ask, you were able to benefit from what is taught. Now, if you don't understand what is happening here, I guarantee when you come back a little bit later, after completing all these other levels, it'll make a lot more sense. Okay, and one thing I want to mention, I didn't become better overnight. It took me 30 years, okay? So it took me a little while. So don't expect yourself to be amazing in this X amount of time. Well, you will be great. I'm going to cut off at least 29 years for you, but give yourself some credit, okay? You're doing great. Keep it up. Complete all the exercises. Trust me, they are very important. I'm not just giving to you for the sake of giving them to you, all right, to pass the time. These are what you need to be successful, okay? So thank you, guys. You guys were great, and I will see you on another live webinar, all right? And I look forward to helping you reach your musical goals, and I will be one step closer once you understand all the principles of the any key music system. Go ahead and master them. You can do it. God bless, guys. Have a wonderful night.